G'day all my kitchen suburbanites, welcome back once again. Today I'm going to cook you one of the most delectable and decadent dishes that I know how to make. It's a sweet potato gnocchi with a gorgonzola and cream sauce. Right, before we do anything else, I want you guys to grab yourself a large pot, fill it with water and bring it to the boil. Step number one, you're going to need to peel your sweet potato. Then you cut them into pieces about yay big, maybe 1 to 2 inch slices, and get them into the boiling water. So, the sweet potato's been going for about 15 to 20 minutes now. Let's see if it's ready. Oh, look at that. Look, if you can put a knife in there as easy as this, it's soft like butter, then it's ready to be mashed. So we're going to drain the sweet potato, we're going to put that into a bowl, and we're going to prepare our dough. So we're going to add to that 2 teaspoons of salt, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of honey, and we're also going to add about 4 of these preserved chilies. So once you've got your ingredients in there, grab a masher and mash it up real good. Okay, so have a look at that, that's mashed up really well now. The next thing I like to do is add about 200 grams of ricotta to that. So I'll get that in there, and I'm going to mix that up really well. Combine all of the ingredients, and then once you've done that, it's time to add the flour and really get into the nitty-gritty of the dough. So now that everything's combined really well, we're going to add about 1.5 cups of flour. Add it a little bit at a time, so I'll put in about half of that right now. And again, combine everything and make sure you mix it really well. Right, that's enough of this spoon rubbish. As with a bread or a pizza dough or something, you really are going to need to get your hands in there and work the dough. Make sure everything is mixed in really, really well. It's really the only way to do it properly. Look, with the dough, if it's too wet and it's sticking to the bottom of the bowl and your fingers, add a little bit more flour. Just a little bit at a time until you get the consistency that you feel that you need. Okay, so the dough is still relatively warm, and that's very good. So grab yourself about a tennis ball size of it, about yay much. Sprinkle a little bit of flour over the board and just gently start rolling it. Okay, so once you've rolled out your dough, grab a sharp knife and just cut off like little inch pieces of gnocchi. Okay, so now that most of our hard work's been done, it's time to prepare the sauce. We're going to start by slicing up 1 red onion nice and thinly. Then we're going to grab about 1 tablespoon of butter, we're going to throw that in the pan with the onions and cook them till they're nice and soft. So the onions are nice and soft, now it's time to add about 1 cup of cream. Stir that up really nicely again, and let it cook for a few minutes until it gets nice and bubbly and a really nice temperature. In the couple of minutes that it's going to take for the cream to get nice and bubbly in that pan, grab your gorgonzola or blue cheese and cut it up into nice pieces, because that's going into the pan next. That smells really awesome. Look, lower the heat on the stove, let the cheese and the cream combine very gently. I've also got a pot of water coming up to the boil so we can cook our gnocchi once the sauce is ready to go. Now you're going to want to put another pan on the stove because we're going to toast some pecans for the final product. Very exciting, huh? Our pecans are toasted really nicely now, so I'm going to take them off the stove and reserve them for later. You may as well grab your oregano now because we're going to chop that up and add that to the sauce with the pine nuts. Right, now all you have to do is add your gnocchi to the pot of boiling water. I like to add it piece by piece, I don't like to throw the whole thing in, and once they rise to the top, that means they're done. Okay, Okay, so the gnocchi's basically cooked now. I'm gonna put the pan with the sauce back on the stove. I'm gonna add the pecans, I'm gonna add the oregano, and then I'm gonna add the gnocchi and mix it all together. And then we're pretty much ready to eat. I like to finish off with a nice bit of Parmesan cheese. So I'll grate that over my gnocchi. Lastly, I'll add some fresh oregano. So there it is, our sweet potato gnocchi and our gorgonzola and cream sauce. Let's give it a try. When I said this is heaven on a plate before, believe me, I wasn't lying. The richness of the gorgonzola, the crunchiness of the pecans, the gnocchi is so soft and tender. Look, you might have to fiddle around a little bit making the gnocchi. There's flour flying all over the kitchen, but it's so worth the effort. Believe me, this is just a brilliant, brilliant dish. Look, until next week, mangiare bene and enjoy your gnocchi. Oh, it's so good.